just when you thought it couldn't get any better, now we have Impingo CMS Pro. This has some new features over the original Impingo CMS, which I think you'll find quite useful. Okay, so let's have a login and see what we've got. Okay, so the same standard functions you had before on the system settings. You can change the email address to send emails, change the logo for the emails, change the editor language, and change the editor default spell checker, and of course change your password. The admin user can also do all of those functions, and can also edit the users and manually add new users. And new users can only edit the page content, they can't change the user details or the system settings. Okay, so that's the same as it was on Impingo before the Pro version. Okay, so now let's have a look at a sample site I've put together just so you can see what happens. So the Impingo is installed in a subfolder of the main site, and so you just create your main site as normal, and just add a couple of extra special pages, and add a little bit of extra code. Now the original Impingo, you used to create a standalone page which was topped and tailed with a header and a footer, and then your editable content online was then in the middle of the header and the footer. So that still works as before. So you can still create standalone pages with a standard Mobirise header and footer and a then your own content in the middle. Now there's a new feature too, and that's the more menu. Now you can name that what you like. You can have it more menu, extras menu, additional pages, whatever you want to call it, and you can now on the fly add pages to that menu. So if you have a look here, at the moment there shouldn't be, there we go, there's no pages there because we haven't added any pages to that menu yet, and we can add the pages to this menu now on the fly, or live online via Impingo CMS, and I'll just show you now how you do that. So I've already created some sample pages. I'll show you how to create one from scratch in a moment. So if we take a specific a sample page, so let's take test 1, and there's our content for page test 1. As you can see, let's have a look at it full screen. So there's the top of the page, and then there's the content for the page. Now the page that this will appear on, you will just need to add your menu and your footer, and then all of this will go in between the two, and that will all be done automatically. We'll show you how that's done in a later video, but for now let's go back to the page. So we have our page, and at the moment it's set with page name test page 1, and we haven't told it to include it in the extra menu, so we're going to tell it to include it in the extra menu and save. Okay, so now if we go back to our page here and we look at our more menu, that page has now appeared miraculously in the More menu, and if we click and view the page, you'll see we have our header at the top, our footer at the bottom, and we have our page content in the middle. So that can all be done live online. So let's go and add another page. So test page 2, so let's add that to the extra menu, and you can see what the content was for that. There's the content for that here. Okay, so now if we go to here and refresh, you'll see that our menu now contains 2 items, test page 1 and test page 2. So there is the content for test page 2. And you'll notice too that on each page it tells you when it was last updated and by whom. Okay, so that's the More menu, and you can add as many pages as you like there, so let's add a few more. Test page 3, well, we won't use that one, it's not got anything much on it. Let's try test page 6. That's got a little bit on it, so let's include that in the extra menu. And we've got another one here called sample page, so we'll add that to the drop down menu. Okay, so now if we go to the More pages, just have to refresh the page, you'll see now that we now have these additional pages that we've just added in our menu. So there's our sample page, there's test page 6, and there's test page 2. And you'll notice too that if you put your content in correctly, it is also responsive for mobile devices. As you can see. Okay, so that's the page editor. Now you can, as I said, you can create standalone pages, which is just that has a standard Mobirise header, and your editable content is in here, and your standard footer is on the bottom. And so we can look at that page in the editor, and any page that's a standalone page, the page name must have a .php extension on it. Okay, so there's that page. So it's only the content in the middle that goes onto that page. You can also include it into the extra menu if you wish as well. So if we include that in the extra menu, you will see that not only does it have the standalone page, but in the More menu it's also there, but without the header and the footer, so you only get the inside content. So there's that option as well. So we'll take that out of the More menu. Now you'll have noticed there's another button over the side here that says include in the summary page. The summary page is an optional item, but what happens is if you said include it in the summary page, which I've done with most of these pages, then if you've added a summary page to your site, then you add obviously a standard header and footer, and then you will get a list of all your editable pages, and these are all the ones that are edited online live. So you get the page title, when it was last updated and by who, a brief summary with all the tags taken out so that it just shows the first 600 characters of the text, and a view link. Now if it was a standalone page, then it will link to the standalone page. So there we are, there's the standalone page. If, however, it's one of the More menu pages, then it will go to the More menu page. So you will see all the content there as well. So there you have it. You can include them in the summary page and not in the More menu if you wish, and vice versa. You can include them in the summary page and not in the More menu page if you wish. So there's lots of options that you can do there. And as I said before, standalone pages can also be included in the More menu, and they can also be included in the summary page as well. And that's all updated live online from the editor pages. Of course, you can delete page content if you wish as well, and you can change the name if you wish of a page. So for example, if we wanted to change test 6 to demo page 6, then we just save that, and now that page is now called demo page 6. There we go. Okay, so that's how that all works. And adding a new page is quite easy. So if you want to add a new page to your More menu, standalone pages have to be added initially via the normal Mobirise editor, but the More menu pages can be added live online. So if we want to add a new page, we give it a name, let's just call it testing, and we'll give it a title of testing demo. Okay, we're going to include it in the extra menu, and we'll include it in the summary page. And now we want some content, so we can either choose one of the templates, and there will be some more templates coming soon. So if we put that one in, let's say we've edited it there. You can also view the source, and you can edit the source. So if you're into HTML, you can add some of your own HTML there. You can't enter any script tags or PHP. That's to protect the system. And you can of course add images and anything else you want. You can add images there, you can add code snippets, smileys, you can change the font. Let's change that to Railway, there we go, let's give it some bold. So yeah, and you can change the size, the headings and so on. So if we give that a style of a special container, there we go, etc. So there's our new page testing demo, so we'll save that. Don't forget we've said we want to include it in the menu. So now if we look at our live site and refresh page, we'll now see we've got our new testing demo has appeared in the menu, and there it is. There is the content. And of course it's on the extra page summary because we added it to the extra page summary. So there we go. And as I said before, the view link will go directly to the page. So that's it. That's the Impingo Pro. Now the other thing is you can upgrade the old Impingo, or not the old Impingo, but the basic Impingo system to Pro. There will be special deals for that for people who've already got the standard Impingo, and it will upgrade and retain all your current information for any site that you've got on already, so you can upgrade it and retain all your current edits as well. Okay, so there's just a little bit left to do with it, and I've got to create the user guide and the installation video, and then once all that's done, it will be available online. Your dreams, it's amazing.